What's up, agents? D Werewolf Gaming here, back with another Division 2 video. Alright guys, I know many of you right now, with the new Tinker and Mask that was just released, it brought forth all sorts of changes, guys, to be able to change your builds up, make them a lot more stronger. With that being said, I have been enjoying rifles ever since they first made them fully automatic. Really changed the game, guys, and every so often I do like changing up my builds using rifles. At the end of the day, guys, rifles are, for me, they're very powerful.
And then to be reminded what real power is.
And that's the goal whenever you use them. You want to feel powerful whenever using them. But one of the biggest issues is a lot of times you often sacrifice survivability to make these rifle builds pretty strong. With that being said, the rifle build I'm bringing you today, guys, you will see it is very powerful. But the current one I am using in the video is pretty squishy. But as of me recording this video, I did go and make some changes to get a little bit more armor on the build. With that being said, the starter showing this video today will be the SIG 716 rifle. Overall, amazing rifle, guys, very powerful. The enemies will not stand a chance. It's a really fun build to use, and I do recommend if you haven't tried rifles out, this is the time, especially if you do have the Tinker and Mask, this is the time for you to give rifles a try, especially the automatic ones. With that being said, there is a bug going on right now where some players are still not able to obtain the Tinker and Mask. And like I said, guys, from what I heard, the developers did say do not use status effect whenever you're tackling the boss. So hopefully they get that fixed pretty soon, and the rest of the community can acquire this mask. With that being said, I want to give a big thank you for everyone that continues to support me on the channel, especially those who always have something positive to say, guys. Alright, so the starter show, guys, is the SIG 716 high-end rifle. As you can see, it is fully maxed out, guys, with the core attributes being rifle damage, critical hit damage, and 10% damage to target out of cover. Keep in mind, I do have an weapon expertise of 20% on this weapon. And overall, this is an amazing gun, guys. The weapon handling is okay. The accuracy is alright. The stability is great on this weapon. And that is partially because I do have some stability mods added to it. And the reload time is pretty slow as well, right there at 2.44 seconds. The talent I did put on this gun is Killer, and killing the enemy with a critical hit grants 70% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. The mods I do currently have on it is 25% critical hit chance mods, an additional 15 rounds in the magazine, and plus 30 weapon stability. Alright, for the secondary weapon, guys, did not really matter as long as it was a rifle, but the talent we did put on this gun was called Strain. And you gain 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you're firing. This stacks up to 5 times, guys. That the SIG 716 fires very slow, so pair it very well with that. All right, so the Tinker and Mask is amazing. This is what I was talking about earlier. Core attribute comes with a weapon damage core. With the middle attributes, as you can see, was going for critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The talent on this mask is what truly stands out. It's called a bridge. If your primary and secondary weapon are not exotic or named and are basically the same archetype, the weapon's talent from the second weapon will also be applied to your primary weapon. This does not apply if your primary or secondary weapon talent includes weapon swapping or weapon stacking either. You can't stack the talents either. All right, for the chest piece, guys, we did go with the one-piece Zeus set, which we actually have 2 pieces on in this build, and it gives us 15% increase in magazine size and 20% increase in rifle damage. The core attribute is a weapon damage core, and again, we was going for critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The talent I did roll on this chest is Obliterate, and critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. It stacks up to 20 times to get all 20 stacks. It's basically 20% increase in weapon damage. All right, for the holster, we did go with the 2-piece breaking point set, and 2 pieces gives us 25% increase in rifle and marksman rifle damage. For the core attribute, we did have a weapon damage core and a 6% critical hit chance attribute. All right, for the knee pads, guys, we did choose the Fox Prayers knee pads. They are the named version of the Overlord set, which gives you 10% additional rifle damage. The core attribute, I do have an armor core, and the attribute comes with automatically on these knee pads 8% damage to target out of cover, and I did have a 6% critical hit chance attribute on these knee pads as well. All right, the gloves, this is the second part of the breaking point set. And for the core attribute, we did have a weapon damage core with a 12% critical hit damage attribute. All right, for the backpack, it is the second piece of the Zeus set. And for the core attribute, we did have a weapon damage core, and the attributes again, we was going for critical hit chance or critical hit damage. And the talent we did put on it was vigilance, and this increases total weapon damage by 25%, but taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. That 4 seconds goes by pretty quickly, guys, so you won't even notice it much. All right, there are plenty of other options you could have went with, such as if you needed a little bit more survivability, I would recommend using the Bloodsucker talent, which basically killing the enemy adds in a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. It stacks up to 10 times, so that's 100% increase in bonus armor. You could have went with Unstoppable Force, and this also basically killing the enemy increases total weapon damage by 5% for 15 seconds. It stacks up to 5 times to get up to 25% increase in weapon damage. And each time you kill an enemy, that does refresh the talent. So that was another option instead of using Vigilance. Or again, for a little bit more survivability, Adrenaline Rush would have worked great as well, because whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, you gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. It stacks it 3 times. That is 60% bonus armor. It does have a cooldown of 5 seconds, so keep that in mind. All right, guys, this build is pretty squishy, like I said, so we did use the Crusader Shield and just to add a little bit more protection. And the Revival Hive, just in case it went down, had a second chance to get back up. But always use whatever skills you prefer. All right, so let's take a look at the modifiers, guys. Again, wasn't really worried about the modifiers too much, but it did have the Salt Link equipped. And basically, this inscription reads for every, basically your firearm attribute is set tier 5 for the duration of the ability. You gain plus 5% increase in weapon damage for every non-red core. This build has a lot of red cores, so that's why I didn't really use the Salt Link much, guys. Use whichever active modifier you prefer. Like I said, I was just primarily using this to get the 10% increase in bonus that you get whenever for the current stretch goals that's taking place. All right, for the passive, we did have multitasking. Now this one comes in. This one is very good because while at tier 5 in all attributes, you will get 7.5% increase in weapon damage, 85,000 additional max armor, and additional 1 skill tier. That's why if you look at the build, I did have 1 skill tier on my build, guys. Overall, this is a great passive. I did have extra padding, which basically you gain 5% protection from release per blue core. This build didn't have a lot of blue cores, so we wasn't really taking much advantage of that passive. But you could have went with tier a day, and this is another passive that would have worked great. And for each tier in any attribute, you gain plus 10% total health. So that would have worked out great. I would recommend that one instead of the extra padding, and load it up. Basically 25% of your critical hit chance value is added as critical hit damage while at tier 5. Since you're not going to really be using your active modifiers, guys, you will be getting the benefit of all your passives. So that's what I would recommend. But always use whatever works best for you. Let's take a look at the weapon stats. As you can see, we were sitting right there at a critical hit chance of 60% with 158.5% critical hit damage and 80% headshot damage. Keep in mind, we did have the modifiers activated, so some of that is coming from the modifiers. As you can see, the rifle damage bonus, guys, with this complete set is right there sitting at 85%. And if you look at my gear set, we were getting, whenever we have the 2-piece Zeus set on, guys, we're getting 20% increase in rifle damage. 2-piece of the Breaking Point set, you get 25, so that's 20 plus 25, that's 45%. Whenever you have the Fox Prayers, you're getting 10%. 45 and 10 is 55%. And you're also getting an additional 15% as long as you got the correct rifle element selected whatever class specialization you choose. So keep that in mind. That does make a big difference in your build. As far as the armor, like I said, this build is pretty squishy. We were sitting right there at 1,006,516. We did get 100,652 armor back on the kill, 0 armor regeneration. Now, guys, as of me recording this video, I did go back and change some of those pieces to get my armor up a little bit more because to give it a little bit more survivability. Didn't change the damage much, and I truly enjoy this build. And if you haven't tried it, I will recommend you give it a try. All right, so one last thing is go over class specialization. We did go over the gunner specialization, guys, because every third reload is 50% faster. You do get 10% armor back on the kill, and whenever you kill those enemies, you will have an increasing rate of fire by 5% for 5 seconds. Also, you generate 10% of your ammo capacity every 60 seconds, and party members will receive 5% of that. And guys, one last thing is don't forget to equip the correct weapon element to get your bonus and 15% increase in weapon damage. All right, if you like the build, let's give it a good thumbs up. Really appreciate each and all of you for your valued time and continued support. And like I said, guys, this build is amazing. The only 2 factors you got to play that will play a part in this build is your watch level. If you're at least level 1,000, guys, you will be at the base damage of doing the same amount of damage that as you see me on the screen. The only difference that will make a variable that will make a big difference is your expertise level on your weapon. For example, the current weapon I'm using is right at 20% expertise, so that's 20% additional weapon damage that I do have. But overall, that is the main two difference. If you don't have if you are at least shade level 1000 and you want to get your expertise level up pretty quickly, I think the fastest way is doing a countdown. Just set whatever targeted loot that you need to get expertise level max. I would recommend you keep running countdown until you reach that, guys, because as of right now, I think that's the fastest way to level your expertise. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. As always, appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time and continued support. If you like the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Really helps the channel out. All right, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay. D-Werewolf out.
Fuck you!
Immediate medical assistance needed. System reactivated.
Down to the mall.
Entering contaminated area. Liquid DC-62 detected.
DC-62 on the streets lost some potency over time and exposure to weather. But this stuff is fresh. Black Tusk must have found a stockpile of sealed barrels somewhere.
Active terminal detected.
Transmit any data you recover, so we can try to figure out what Black Tusk is up to. Data received. Huh. There's a map of the tunnel system here. Looks like we were...
System curtailed. System restored.
Get to the plaza. Secure the area, Agent.
Leaving contaminated area.
That sniper seems determined to deprive you of viable cover.